Hi guys. Hey, welcome to Fully Pan Miniatures, part of our series on Aeons End, second edition. And today we're going up against Prince of Gluttons for the fourth time, trying to take this guy out. He's pretty tough. He eats through all of the items in your store. Seems to be I keep losing. There's been one or two times I've lost through damage to Gravehold. Mostly I'm losing through him eating everything in the store. And that's an automatic loss. If you run out of cards in the store, automatic loss. So I'm just not dealing enough damage to him as he eats my cards. And once he eats your cards, there's no way to get him back. So the only way around that seems to be, instead of having him eat 3 cards at a time, have him eat 1 or 2 and tank that damage to Gravehold. And speeding up your turns, doing more damage. So in that vein, I'm taking Phydraxia. She allows me to prevent any damage to Gravehold or the players that turn. Just negates all damage during that Nemesis activation. And Kadir allows me to pull 3 cards back from my discard pile and prep them. So I can prep 2 spells to each of her closed breaches on that turn. So that allows me to get out more spells. And then her unique card allows Kadir to destroy some of her starter cards at the cost of 1 life. And her unique card allows her to gain 1 life for either player. So I've already set up everything for the game. My store cards, I'm taking a Jade. It's a 2-cost card. Generates 2 power. Firstwood Amber is a 3-cost card. Generates 2 power, but I can put it on top of my deck instead of the bottom of my discard pile. My high-cost gem is 4-cost Searing Ruby. Gains 2 power, but it gains 3 if you want to acquire a spell. My first relic is Ball of Vortex. It's 3 cost. You destroy this. Allows you to destroy 2 cards in your hand or your discard pile and draw an additional card. Then I also took a Mage's Talisman for 5 costs. This is probably my favorite card in the game. Gain 1 charge. Ally gains a charge. My first spell is the 3-cost Spectral Echo. Deal 2 damage. You may destroy a card in your hand. I also took Amplify Damage for 4 cost. Focus your closed breach with the lowest cost. Deals 2 damage. Deals 3 if all breaches are open. I then took Wildfire Whip. This is a 6-cost spell that deals 4 damage and allows you to spend 2 power to cast any prepped spell from either player. So it allows you to kind of focus fire. And then I took another 6-cost spell, Chaos Arc, deals 3 damage, 2 additional damage for each spell prepped in an adjacent breach. So this card, if you prep it in your 3rd breach to get the +1 there, brings it to 4, and then you can get an additional 4 from having a spell in the 2nd and 4th, bringing it to 8 damage, which is one of the highest damage spells in the game. So, and for the Devour pile, I started with, as you have to, Ruby, Bristlewood, Amber, and then Jade, your gems in descending cost. Then there's another Ruby, or another 2 Rubies, another 2 Bristwoods, 2 Spectral Echoes, and then 3 Amplified Visions. I did that because I want to buy these Amplified Visions on my first few turns. All right, so everything's shuffled, everything's set up, and we're just going to get going. So we're going to start with Kadir. She's going to prep a Spark and generate 4 power and buy an Amplified Vision. I want to get those breaches open early in this game. And then she has 3 crystals and 2 sparks. Then Nemesis goes, nothing on the board. Thought Biter. That's a 6-life minion. Persistent, any player suffers 2 damage or devour 2 relics from the least expensive supply pile. 6 life. So not the best start, but that's okay. Phydraxia is going to prep Spark, and she's going to generate 4 power. And she's going to buy an Amplified Vision. And an ally may suffer 1 damage to destroy a card. Kadir will do that. She will take 1 damage, bring her to 9, and she will destroy a Spark. Phydraxia's next turn will be 4 crystals and a Spark. Nemesis goes again. Any player suffers 2 damage. We will take that. Phadraxia will take that damage, bring her to 8. I don't want to hurt. I don't want any devouring right now. Really at all. All right. And then the first power ability. Power 3, Bleed Static. The player with the most prep spells suffers 2 damage for each of their prep spells. So there's a couple different ways. You can't discard this one, but once you know it's coming, you can kind of just not prep anything. All right, and then we get Kadir. She's going to cast Spark, deal 1 damage to the Thoughtbiter. She's going to prep another Spark, and then she's going to spend 3 for a Vrisswood. No. For a Spectral Echo. She's going to have Amplify Vision, Emerald Shard, and 3 crystals. And we get Phadraxia. She's going to cast Spark, deal 1 damage to the Thoughtbiter, bringing it to 4. Prep a Spark, and then she has 4, and she's going to buy Amplify Vision. So I feel pretty good about that. Amplify Vision, Tourmaline Shard, 3 crystals. So that's kind of what I wanted. I wanted to buy up those 3 Amplify Visions. I kind of wanted Kadir to have 2. And Phadraxia have 1, but it's fine. I got all 3. I'm happy. And I didn't really take any serious damage, so I feel pretty good about that. Okay, and Phadraxia again. She's going to cast Spark, deal 1 damage to the Thoughtbiter, prep Amplify Vision, and that gives her 4 power generation. She's going to buy that Spectral Echo. And Kadir can lose another life point, which she will, to destroy a crystal. Three crystals, Amplify Vision, and a Spark. And Kadir goes next. Cast Spark, deal 1 damage to the Thoughtbiter. Prep, Amplify Vision, and she can generate 3 power. So she will, and she will buy a Spectral Echo. 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 crystals, Spectral Echo, and a Spark. Nemesis goes. Okay. So we're going to take 2 damage again. Kadir's going to take that. Brings her down to 6. And then we take a power token off the Bleed Static. And we draw Haze Spewer. 5 life. Gravehold suffers damage equal to this minion's life. And then he takes 1 damage. Starts with 5. Okay. And we do get Kadir. So she's going to use Amplify Vision to kill the Thoughtbiter. 2 damage. I would normally go right after the Haze Spear, but since it's already at 2 life there, I think that's the way to go. And that's going to focus her second breach. She will then prep Spectral Echo and Spark and use 3 power to buy this Vrisswood. 2, 3, 4. I am very happy with how this is all playing out so far. Emerald Shard, Spectral Echo, Spark, Crystal, Vrisswood. Okay, that's not great, but it's okay. So we take 1 token off the Bleed Static, and then the Haze Spewer is going to do 5 damage to Gravehold, dropping us to 25, and losing 1 life, bringing it down to 4. And then we draw a card. Devour 2 cards from the second most expensive gem supply pile. That is your Vrisswood Amber. Any player suffers 2 damage. We're going to have Phadraxia take that. So both my players are at 6. And then we get Phadraxia's turn. Going to cast Amplify Vision. Deal 2 damage to the Haze Spewer. And focus the 3rd breach. We will then prep Amplify Vision and Spark. And has 3 power and buy a Vrisswood. Overall, still pretty happy. Next turn, Spectral Echo, Spark, Tourmaline Shard, Vrisswood, and a Crystal. Only thing I didn't like was the turn order thing. Hay Spear getting off that 5 damage before I could, you know, do 2 damage to it. But other than that, very, very happy. With how this has started off. Okay, Draxia again. She's going to cast Amplify Vision. That's going to do 2 damage and kill the Hay Spear. Also going to cast Spark, deal 1 damage to Prince of Gluttony. That also focuses her 3rd breach from casting the Amplify Vision. And I'm going to hold off on prepping any spells. And I'm going to generate 4 power. And buy Verswood. Trying to decide if I want to destroy anything. Yeah, I'll destroy a crystal. I need to get rid of these cards. Okay, and for Draxia again, unfortunately, that's not what I wanted, but 4 power again. I will buy another Verswood. And I'm still going to hold on to these 3 here. And them, that's too bad. Okay, so Kadir gets damaged by 4. Bringing her to 2 life. So that's not good. And then we draw a card. Banesire. Ooh. My most hated card. He unleashes every turn. 6 life. Okay. And then we get Kadir. Okay, she's going to cast Spectral Echo and Spark for 3 damage to the Banesire, dropping him to 3 life. And that allows her to destroy an additional Spark. She will then prep Spectral Echo. She will use Verswood Amber to open her 2nd breach, and she'll use Emerald Shard to gain 1 life, bringing her to 3. And then she gets to go again. She will cast Spectral. Oh, I didn't draw her cards. 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 crystals and Amplify Vision. She will use Spectral Echo. That'll do 2 damage to the Banesire. She will destroy 1 crystal. She will then prep Amplify Vision and then use 3. Let's see. Can't buy a Searing Ruby. I could buy a Ball of Vortex. Yeah, why not? Two Spectral Echoes. I'm going to charge Verswood Spark. Okay, so first we get Unleash. That's going to cause the Prince of Gluttons to devour 3 Jades, which I don't love. Is there anything in here I need? No, this is just gems. So that's good. I do not have a lot of gems though, so I do want to grab those Jades. Feel pretty good. I want to get a Ball of Vortex for Draxia and a Spectral Echo. I would like to get a Wildfire Whip and a Chaos Arc. I would like to get for each of them, and a Mage's Talisman, if possible. Okay, we got Kadir first. Awesome. Amplify Vision. That's going to kill the Banesire. Perfect. Also focuses her 3rd breach, which works because she has 3 spells to prep. 2 Spectral Echoes and a Spark, and she can generate 2 for this Jade and still heal herself for 1 point, bringing her back up to 4. Very, very nice. It's so funny how this game works. It's just, it's hard, and then when you get the right combination, it goes very smoothly. Provide Vision, Ball of Vortex, and 3 crystals. Nemesis, nothing on the board. Okay. Any player suffers 3 damage or devour 3 spells from any supply pile. I'm going to take the 3 damage. So anything I can avoid devouring, I'm going to do, because that seems to be how I lose the game every time. It doesn't seem the most efficient at the time, but all right. We have 2 Spectral Echoes and a Spark. That's going to deal 5 damage, bringing Prince and Gluttons to 64. It's also going to destroy 2 crystals. And I have a Bottle Vortex, so I'm going to destroy that, which is going to destroy this crystal in my hand and the Spark from my discard pile, and allow me to draw another card, which is a Jade. So I will then prep Amplify Vision, and I will use the Jade to buy another Jade. Pretty cool. Her entire deck right now is 6 cards, 7 cards. That's all she has. I love it. That's awesome. That's amazing, actually. So I'm done with all of her. Yeah, 2 Spectral Echoes, Jade, Firstwood. So yeah, we got rid of all of her starter cards. So that means I want to get a Mage's Talisman on her as soon as possible. Because she's just going to turn over her cards so quickly. All right, for Draxia's turn. We're going to prep Amplify Vision. And we're going to pay 3 with the Verswood and Crystal to open the third breach, and then prep Spectral Echo, and we're going to hold on to the Spark. 2, 3. Then her next turn is going to be 3 crystals and an Amplify Vision. And we get to go again. So we're going to cast Amplify Vision, Spectral Echo. That does 4 damage, dropping Prince of Gluttons to 60. And we can destroy a card in our hands. We're going to destroy a crystal. We're also... yeah. And then we're going to spend 2 to buy a Jade. And then we're going to prep, Amplify Vision, and Spark. Two Verswoods, Crystal, Tourmaline Shard, and Spark for next turn. And we get the Nemesis. Nothing on the board. We get Seraphage. This is a creature with 7 life that devours cards equal to its life on its activation and then takes 2 damage. Nasty if it gets to attack first. But, you know, I have 2, 3, 6. I have 7 damage on deck. Yeah. So if I can get both for Draxia and Kadir to activate first, I can take him out lickety split, which would be amazing. So come on, Turn Order Magic. You're doing great so far this game. Nope. Okay, it's going to eat 7 cards from 1 supply pile. That sucks. Okay. So rubies would be the most efficient, but I'm going to do jades. It's going to eat these 3 jades. And it's then going to do 8 damage to Gravehold. It's bringing me from 25 to 17. Rough. But it takes 2 damage. And then we draw a card. Godfeeders. 8 life. Gravehold suffers 3 damage. Devour a gem from the most expensive supply pile. So that's not great. That was the first activation that really hurt me. All right. Now we're going with Kadir. She's going to cast Amplify Vision to the Seraphage, doing 2 damage, bringing it to 3 life. That also focuses her 3rd breach. She will then prep 2 Spectral Echoes, and she generates 4 power and a life. So she's going to give 1 life to Phadraxia, bring him to 4, and she's going to buy 2 Jades. And her next turn will be 3 Jades, Emerald Shard, which she just had the previous turn, and Amplify Vision. So, interesting. Ooh. Okay, Seraphage acts again. So he's going to devour 3 cards from any supply pile. How do I want to do this? I don't really want to do the rubies. Yeah, I'll do rubies. 3 rubies. Okay. And then, sorry about that. I hit the camera. Everything look okay? And then Seraphage takes 2 damage, leaving him with 1. Then Godfeeders activates. And he does 3 damage to Gravehold, bringing it to 14, and eats a ruby. And then we draw a card. Cauterizer. Okay, this minion has 3 life, and all damage is reduced to 1. So you have to attack it 3 times. And every time there's an activation, any player suffers damage equal to his current life. So that's actually really dangerous for me. All right. But we get Phydraxia first. The Spark is going to do... doesn't really matter. I'm going to cast Spark and Amplify Vision. It's going to focus the 4th Breach. We're going to kill the Seraphage and do 1 damage to the Cauterizer. I will then prep Spark. And I then generate 4, 5, 6 power. I'm going to buy a Chaos Arc. Then have 3 crystals, Versewood, and Spectral Echo. I should have bought 2 Bottle Vortexes. That was stupid on my part. 2. Okay. We're going to cast both Spectral Echoes to just kill the Cauterizer. Get him off the board. Not super efficient, but it is what it is. We will prep Amplify Vision. And then she generates 6 power plus life. So we're going to heal Phydraxia. Bring him up to 5. And 6 power. We will buy a Chaos Arc. Next turn. Emerald Shard back. That's so crazy. All right. And we have Phydraxia. She's going to cast Spark. Do 2 damage, to the Godfeeders. Prep a Spectral Echo. And then generates 5 power. Oh, Mage's Talisman, for sure. Two crystals, a jade, a spark, and amplify vision. I feel all right. Life of my players is a little lower than I'd like. Life of Gravehold's definitely lower. Store looks good. Pretty much only have rubies in there, which is fine because I don't need those necessarily. But it does kind of force me to buy from the store. I want to get Phydraxia, Ball of Vortex, or 2. I want to get a Mage's Talisman, a Kadir, super badly. That could be a game winner right there. If I matter, say 2 Mage's Talismans. All right, we're going to start with Kadir. We're going to cast Amplify Vision. That's going to do 2 damage to Godfeeder, bringing him down to 4. It also opens 3rd Breach. We will prep 2 Spectral Echoes, and we generate 4 power and a life, or 5. I'm going to generate 5 and take the Mage's Talisman. No life this round. Because that is crazy. And here we are with 3 Jades, Amplify Vision, and a Chaos Arc. What a hand. Craziness. Okay, and we do get Phadraxia. She's going to cast Spectral Echo, destroy a Spark, and deal 3 damage to the Godfeeder, bringing him down to 1. We'll then prep Amplify Vision. I'm going to generate 4 power and buy a ruby. I like rubies. They're just not necessary. All right, and next turn, Amplify Vision, Chaos Arc, 2 Verswoods, and a Crystal. And we get to go again. Amplify Vision is going to deal 3 damage, killing the Godfeeder, who only had 1 life. That also opens our 4th breach. So Phadraxia now has everything open. We will prep Amplify Vision in the 4th breach, Chaos Arc in the 3rd. And 5 power, Mage's Talisman. Absolutely. Very happy with how everything is playing out so far. Got some damage, getting some curation going. Tourmaline Shard, Spark, Mage's Talisman, Crystal. Taking out these creatures as soon as they're popping. Okay, Nemesis, nothing on the board. Unleash twice, any player suffers 2 damage. Lay waste. Okay, Unleash twice is going to eat 2 Verswoods and then do 2 damage to Gravehold, bringing us to 12. And then it will eat 3 Bottled Vortexes. Oops. Wrong pile. And Phadraxia will take 3 damage. Or 2 damage, sorry. Bring her to 3. Ooh, Nemesis again. Nothing on the board. All right. And we get the Venomite. 9 life. Player with the lowest life suffers 2 damage. Or discard a prep spell worth 3 or more. And we get Phadraxia. Or Kadir, sorry. We're going to cast 2 Spectral Echoes. It's going to deal 5 damage to the Venomite, bringing it down to 4. We were then going to prep Chaos Arc and Amplify Vision. And we have 6 power. Second Chaos Arc. First Jade, Emerald, Mage's Talisman, and Spectral Echo. 4 life, not 3. So what do you guys think? It's going pretty good, huh? Players are a little low on life. But with her deck being so well curated, Kadir's, I have a lot more healing than I normally would. I get to heal a point every single round. Every second activation, almost every activation. All right. And Kadir goes next. So Chaos Arc is going to deal 3 to 6 damage. And Amplify Vision is going to deal 2. So we will use the Chaos Arc to kill the Venomite. A little overkill, but that's all right. And then Amplify Vision will do 2 to the Prince of Gluttons. And that also focuses the 4th breach. We will then prep Spectral Echo. We will use Mage's Talisman. That generates a charge for each of them. We will use Emerald Shard to heal. For Phadraxia 1, they're both at 4 now. And we generate 4 power. I'm going to take another Amplify Vision. Yeah, that's fine. Next hand, Spectral Echo, Chaos Arc, and 3 Jades. And we get Phadraxia first. So we get to cast Amplify Vision, which is going to do 4 damage, +1 from having all breaches open, and +1 from 4th breach. And the Chaos Arc is going to deal 5, 6. So that's 10 damage. +1 from the breach and +2 from the Amplify Vision. So 3, 5, 6, and then 2, 1. Yep, 10. That drops Prince of Gluttons to 48. 58 to 48. Very, very nice. We will then prep Spark. We will use Mage's Talisman to generate a charge for each mage. And we generate 4 power, which we'll use to buy a Bottle Vortex. All right, next turn, Ruby, Jade, Spectral Echo, and 2 crystals. Okay, and we get Kadir again. So we're going to cast Spectral Echo for 3 damage. It's going to drop Prince of Gluttons to 45. We will prep Chaos Arc and Spectral Echo. And then we have 6 power. Yep. Which I will use to buy 3 charges. And then activate Otherworldly Gate, allowing me to return 3 cards, 3 spell cards to my hand, which I will use Chaos Arc and 2 Amplify Visions. And I will put Chaos Arc there, Amplify Vision there, and Amplify Vision there. Hell yeah. Nice thing about that is, because her deck is so small, I actually removed a lot of those cards, so I basically recycled her deck again. Mage's Talisman, Emerald Shard, Jade, Verswood, Spectral Echo. Okay, Nemesis' turn. Nothing on the board, but we do get another creature, Needlemaw, 11 life. Does 2 damage to Gravehold every activation. Not that bad, but double activation, so 2 damage to Gravehold. And another creature. Mind Guzzler, he gets +3 life, so he's going to have 11 life, and he unleashes on every activation. So, not perfect. Okay, we're getting Phadraxia. We're going to cast Spark, and we're going to... That's a tough choice. They both have 11 life. One unleashes, one does 2 damage to Gravehold. I'm gonna stick with my guns and just prevent unleashes for this game, and we'll see how it shakes out. I'm gonna prep Spectral Echo, and we generate 4, 6 power, 7 towards a spell. 2 Bottle Vortex. 2, 3, 4, 5. Next turn is going to be Amplify Vision, Mage's Talisman, Verswood, and 2 crystals. So, Phadraxia does have 3 Bottle Vortexes now, which will let her curate her deck. Get rid of basically the rest of her starting cards. I would like her to have a Wildfire Whip, Chaos Arc, maybe another Mage's Talisman, but that's basically it. We're pretty much at the let's just buy charges phase. Might get one more Chaos Arc or Mage's Talisman on Kadir, just because her deck is so small. Okay, yeah, Spectral Echo. That's going to deal 3 damage to the Mind Guzzler, and that's going to let Phadraxia destroy a crystal. Then you prep Amplify Vision. We will use the Mage's Talisman. Generate a charge for each mage. And then I'm left with 3 power, which I will just use to buy this other Versewood. I don't mind power generation. It's just basically a charge. Okay. And next turn, Chaos Arc, Amplify Vision, 2 Versewoods, and a Crystal. Nemesis gets to go, though. Unfortunately, I wish I had gotten her special ability up. Okay. Gravehold takes 2 damage. Drops it to 8. Mind Guzzler unleashes. That means, I will use it on Spectral Echo. Both of those get eaten, and Gravehold takes another 2 damage, brings us to 6. Then we get a card. Unleash twice. Ooh. And that's the Ball of Vortex, and 4 damage. Brings to 2. Oh, I just lost the game. And Amplify Vision, and another 4 damage, bringing us to -2. Damn. I didn't... Man. Whew. I also would have discarded this Chaos Arc. Actually, this one. That sucks. Man, I thought I had that. That was going so well. I love that setup. I want to do that again. I really do. I mean, I would have had, I still had 1 more Nemesis and 3 more activations, so I would have been able to get the ability up, cancel out the next Nemesis turn, and how much damage did I have on deck? Let's see what this would have done. This Amplify Vision would have done 3 damage. Holy crap. I forgot that doubles there. So that would have done 3. Spectroker would have done 2, so that's 5. This Chaos Arc would have done 3 plus 6. So that would have done 9. So that's 14. Then this one would have done 3. So that's 17. And then this would have done 4 plus 4. So another 8. So that would have been 25 damage on her next activation. More than enough to wipe out both creatures and put a serious dent in Prince Gluttons. So anyway, I highly recommend this combination. This feels really, really, really good. The only thing I would consider changing is I would potentially swap out the Spectral Echo for an Ignite. Because between her card and the Bottle of Vortexes, you just got to make sure you get them. You can curate quite a bit. So you don't necessarily need this. So it might be a little bit... Now, Ignite costs 1 more than the Spectral Echo, but it generates charges. And if I had gotten those extra 2 charges for Phydraxia, I would not have died on that turn. I would have been able to prevent all of that damage. I still would have lost the cards to Unleash, but I wouldn't have taken any damage. Yeah. So that may have been my fault too. I should have just bought charges instead of buying a card. So I definitely could have done it with this exact playthrough. I misplayed that. So next time I'm going to do, I think, the exact same setup. That just worked really, really, really well. And we'll try it again. So this was the 4th attempt at Prince of Gluttons. Ends in a loss. But man, I think I was a round or 2 from a win. And I honestly just misplayed it. I could have come out there with a 1. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. that combat. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.